Welcome back. You're watching The Money Show with me, Kavita Thapliyal. A connection request on LinkedIn could be an online scam. That profile pic that you see could be an AI, and the profile might have fake information promising you a job with high package at exotic locations. But is it only on LinkedIn? Is it the only LinkedIn case, or all social media platforms with these kind of scams are becoming common? What can one do, and how can one safeguard themselves and also complain against if you are a victim? Let's talk about this more. I have Rahul Tyagi, co-founder Safe Security, with me. Rahul, good evening and welcome to the show. So, AI-based scam, and that's becoming a lot more common. And this time it's LinkedIn, okay, where you are promised a job with very high package at different locations. But how exactly are these scamsters targeting people? LinkedIn is a place where, a person is very active. I mean, someone who is really seeking out for a job or someone who's hiring, look at various skills of a person. You kind of open up, talking about the details that one has to put on a platform like LinkedIn. It's professional. A lot of time it's personal as well. How are these scams being activated now? AI-based scams, fake profiles, and that too on a platform like LinkedIn, which we also believe when it comes to cybersecurity, one of the safest platform it could be.
Absolutely, Kavita. I think this scam. I think I just want to take all the viewers to in the pandemic era, where most of the people who are only connected on LinkedIn were looking for jobs. Startups were looking for fundraise. Companies want to sell more online, so on and so forth. Now, at that time, these criminals realized that most of the professional community is active on LinkedIn. At that time, what they did is, let's take an example of very influential people who are there, like MD of a company or a CEO of a company or a board member who is either very less active on LinkedIn or either is not having any profile on LinkedIn. They will make a list of these people's profile, make the fake profiles, and start sending requests to new startups who are looking for funding, start sending opportunities scams to the people who are looking for the job opportunities as the CEO of the company, as a board member or the senior member of the company. Now, this was the previous type of scams which are working in the past pandemic era. Now, what they are doing right now is that previously, whenever you get into a scam, you try to trace out the person, or maybe if the person is using a non-legit image, you can find out the person who is behind it, take the image to police station and caught the person. Now, what these criminals are doing is there are n number of websites which can create a very random photo of an individual who does not exist on the planet. Then they will go to the company's profile whom they want to clone. They will take some data out of that company's profile and then start sending emails or start sending requests to all the people that I'm from this company now, and I'm this employee, but the image of that employee is a person who does not exist on the planet. And when you retrace back, it's not that LinkedIn is not working on these type of fake profiles, but the problem is that they are in massive scale. And in 2000, when these type of scam happening in 2021, LinkedIn almost deleted 15 million fake accounts who are impersonating someone who does not exist on the LinkedIn as a senior person. But this AI scam is new, which is a little bit tricky to understand. But if the person is little bit technical or have some little bit of knowledge to understand how they can identify, they can protect them from this scam.
Now, Rahul, that's exactly the catch, How could a layman be safeguard themselves, from being scammed like this? Because, see, you also have to understand the kind of situation a person is, or the victim is. They are desperate. They are looking for jobs, okay? Not necessary. You might just latch on to whatever offer comes in your hand. But then when someone is being so considerate with you, how could you possibly identify that you've been scammed?
See, the first thing, let me, like previously, I took three examples which are having the maximum fraud scams which are running on LinkedIn. One is you are selling something, or some criminal wants to purchase something from you. Either it's a fundraise or it's a job opportunity. Whenever someone is approaching you with a very high profile person or saying that I am from this company, that is my email, this is my ID card, everything else, whenever they are sending you something as a assurance that yes, this is a genuine opportunity, that has to come from their original email ID. So for example, if a startup fund or an angel investor fund like Sequoia or something like that, they are sending you an email, that domain has to be sequoia.com or something like that. In the similar manner, when someone is approaching you on the behalf of a company for the job opportunity, the email has to come from their original domain. Now, this is something usually people miss, because most of the time these criminals, what they do is they say that I am working in the company, but right now my company email ID is not working, but you can send me a CV on my email, and so on and so forth. And in most of the cases, they don't get these kind of CVs or job JD requests from their original emails from the criminals. They only converse on the LinkedIn platform without confirming whether the person is legit or not, and then exchange money as an advance opportunity, that they're saying, okay, you have to pay some security for the job, or you have to pay us maybe $10,000 for a startup raise of a 1 million, 2 million. We'll do this documentation, blah, blah, blah. And then you get into trouble. So in fundraise, in job opportunity scams, whenever you're getting any request, you have to document the original email ID from where, whatever a document or whatever the proof you want from that person, to see whether they are genuine or not. That is one way of looking at it.
Rahul, talking about AI scams, are these just common on LinkedIn, or we are also talking about other social media platforms?
So I think this is the right now the problem is that there are n number of websites. I don't want to name few, otherwise people will use it from the show. But there are n number of websites which can create number of fake profiles. Now they are constantly being used on LinkedIn. They are constantly used on Instagram. Like, I'll give you one case study where a criminal group used a fake image of a person who does not exist on the planet, made by AI, put that image into deep fake and create a video out of it. So that means it's like iPhone emoji. When you do a FaceTime with someone, you can change the emojis and it will react according to that. Now imagine, instead of that emoji, that fake image of that individual who does not exist on the planet is lip syncing according to you, talking according to you, and blinking according to you. So these criminals will go to, even so in the job scams, what they do is they will send a request from the same fake ID. They will come on a video call with you, and then for particular 5 to 7 seconds, they will on their camera and they will talk to you on with that fake deep fake video which has been taken from there, and which will convince you that yes, he's the real person whom we were talking from a long time. Either so, this is a similar way they can use on Instagram, on WhatsApp, and so many other social media platforms. So that's how they're using it.
And so these hackers or these scamsters, not necessarily could be locally based, they could be international also. So if you're a victim of such kind of a scam, where do you go and complain? As it is, I'm sure these kind of scams would be are on a rise already, and so are the complaints.
So the problem with these type of scams is that mostly it is the frauds which are happening out of India specifically. And in India, if it is happening, you do not know that whether the person who is doing the scam with you, whether from India or not. So the only thing way to look at into it, you need to report it to cybercrime.gov.in. Now some people say, what they will do, I don't want to report it, but still it is important, because if you report that crime, there will be a possibility, there will be n number of people who being frauded by these type of criminals, and they are reporting also. So the bulk reporting, when it happens to these type of portals, government will take a very strict action on that. But moreover that, I think in whatever the cases I have seen here, you hardly get into the real criminals, because it's a full chain. Now, from a customer's point of view or from a user point of view, and especially the people who are watching, who are from board members, who are MD of the companies, who are not that active on social media, like LinkedIn especially, please make sure that if you're not having any social media profile on LinkedIn, check whether there is someone who has made your profile or not, and whether they are talking to you or not. And especially for the individuals who want to know whether this profile is a fake or not, the first thing they need to know is that the about me section of those LinkedIn profiles are very, very generic and having a little bit of corporate language. Now, as an individual, if you write in your about section, it has to be a very, very unique one. So that's the first catch. Second thing is, even they will have a very very recent activities, like you recently won the award, Kavita, for congratulations for that. So we used to comment on your post and everyone is commenting that, so that shows that we are engaging with our accounts, right? These profiles are having no recent activity or very less activity to just to show. So imagine a company's CEO or MD who is active on the social media and he's having maybe 5,000 followers, but his activities are very very less. That is a clear sign that the profile is not a genuine profile, because this high profile person is not that active, or most of the people are not, he's not posting anything in that case. So these are a couple of things which users can keep in mind while looking at the things, and they can report to cybercrime.gov.in, and that really really helps.
Right. Thank you so much for congratulating Rahul, and it's only because of the support and cooperation, from guests like you and the viewers and the team, of course, who puts the show together. But then talking about these platforms, which are on radar also by people who are trying to hack and scam you, what about their security and safety level? Now, a platform like LinkedIn, it's an international platform. It's an online international platform where people look for jobs globally, within the country, everywhere. What kind of security levels do these kind of platforms already have, are in place, and these hackers or scamsters just go beyond that? They break that thing.
So I don't think so. They break into that thing. It's like a mouse and cat game. I'll be honest in that case. And there is always a saying: the more you expand, more you become vulnerable. Now, what these platforms has done is they has given the power to the user to identify these type of scams and report back to them. More people who will do the reporting, more they will look into it and then see whether this is a problem or not. Now, the problem with the user is we are mostly into the ignorance phase. When this happens, we don't report to them. We'll go to the police station. The first thing is, when you see these type of profiles, there is always a report abuse which is there. Now, in social media platforms like Instagram or Facebook or something, maybe they don't that active. But in terms of professional platforms like LinkedIn, which is more of the business oriented individuals who will be there, they definitely take serious actions when you report it. Now, if I make today a fake profile of someone and put a AI image, LinkedIn is not going to know about that unless and until someone will report about that. Because maybe I'm sitting in Bulgaria making a LinkedIn profile right now. How LinkedIn going to know that? That's very very difficult. So that's why the reporting mechanism, which is given by all the secured social media platforms, not only LinkedIn, but in LinkedIn, they are pretty much serious about that. And as I mentioned earlier, that in 2021 also, they have deleted more than 15 million fake accounts. And that's a very large number as compared to any other social media platform.
All right. So very important thing that you also highlighted, that it's not only about LinkedIn, okay? It's all about your social media presence across the platform. So one really needs to take steps towards safeguarding that. And on that note, thank you so much, Rahul, for being on the show and helping our viewers with this today.
Thank you.
All right. On that note, time for a quick break. But then post that, let's join our viewers on the show and let's sort out their financial portfolio queries. I'll be joined by Hemant Stugi. But then before that, I really want to quickly flash the WhatsApp number and email ID, the number where you can send us your portfolio related queries, and the email ID where you can send us your entire financial portfolio if you want to get it cross-checked by our expert. We'll join you live on the phone call. You can talk to our expert and get your financial plan sorted. So more on this after this break.